Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today I thought we'd saute up some shrimp. This is a really quick and delicious way to do shrimp. So let's get right to it. We need some shrimp, of course, for this recipe. Now I've got some jumbo or colossal shrimp. Any size shrimp will do. Of course, you want raw shrimp, not cooked, okay? So this was raw, deveined shrimp that we needed to peel. Wade loves to peel shrimp, so he always does that for me. He does it better than I do without pulling apart. But anyway, here's one that we haven't peeled, all right? So easy to do, all right? You just peel off the skin. Now, you can, falls on the ground. You can leave the little tail on if you want. Wade hates the tail to be left on, so we're going to take it off. All right? And then just give it a little feel. Make sure you've gotten all your peel off. All right? So I do like to kind of pat it down dry after we've peeled it all. Like I said, you can leave the tails on if you want. All right, and again, this will work with any size shrimp. So then it's really just a couple of delicious things. We've got some granulated garlic, we've got some onion powder, we've got paprika, and we've got salt and pepper. And you're going to need a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of butter to get it all nice and sauteed. Now, I like to put all the spices in a little bowl, mix it together. I'm going to sprinkle it on there and give it a nice toss. Make sure every one of your shrimp is coated. Now, the next step isn't 100% necessary, but I always like to let it kind of sit and marinate for about 10 minutes. Don't have to, but it gives a chance to get all your spices really stuck to the shrimp. But that's really all that is to it, and then we're going to cook it. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll get them in the pan. See you in a bit. All right, our shrimp is sat for about close to 10 minutes. All right, so the next thing we need is some olive oil, and this is probably going to be about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and enough to coat the bottom of your pan, depending on how big of a pan you're using. And we got a little bit of butter, of course, because butter's delicious. And I'm going to say probably a tablespoon. And we'll let that melt. The reason I thought we'd do this, well, there was two. We did some sautéed shrimp with our grits and with the grits, and we did shrimp and grits. The sound quality of that is really poor. One of these days we'll reshoot that. We had tried a new microphone. No, not microphone. Yeah. And Wade didn't like the quality of it, so one of these days. But shrimp is one of those things. I really didn't cook shrimp all that often, only because I was afraid of it. I afraid I'd overcook it. But it's really easy. And just in case, anybody else cooking at home doesn't cook shrimp, if that's the same reason, it's really easy, all right? So our butter's all melted, and I'm going to get our shrimp in. Now, I happen to be using a cast iron pan, but you can use any kind of frying pan. So yeah, I didn't cook shrimp really at home ever until a while ago. It's been a while. It seems like yesterday, but it's certainly been longer than that. And then I found a recipe from the Barefoot Contessa that is the roasted shrimp, which is a favorite of ours. We have it. We've done an episode on that. Way to put it in the description if you want to take a look at it. It just kind of gave me the confidence to start, in general, cooking a lot of seafood. I was always afraid I was going to ruin it or overcook it. Now, right now, I got the heat on about maybe medium. I'm going to turn it up a little bit to like maybe medium high. Those could have sizzled a little bit more. And I might be able to get them in. All in, depending upon what size shrimp you're using, because you want to try not to crowd the pan too much so that we just get a steaming effect. But yeah, so for a long time I didn't cook shrimp or really any seafood at home just because I was afraid I was going to overcook it, it wasn't going to be good. But it's like anything else, once you do it a couple times, it's really easy. Now, this particular way that we're doing it, you can serve this as a appetizer. You can do it as a shrimp cocktail. I'd say either way, if you're doing this as an appetizer, depending upon what else you're going to be serving as well, or as a shrimp cocktail, I'd say, 3 of the big jumbo shrimp for a cocktail, and then serve it along with your, as an appetizer, and then serve it along with your favorite cocktail sauce. Appetizer, like I said, 3, 4 maybe, depending upon the size of shrimp. If you're going to do it as hors d'oeuvres, I do a smaller shrimp and then kind of figure on, 4 to 6 pieces of shrimp for each person. But this is delicious either way as an appetizer. Shrimp cocktail, absolutely delicious. We're going to go up a little higher. So, how do we know if shrimp is done? Really simple, okay? It's going to start to turn a little pink around the edges. We kind of showed you this in the other one, but I couldn't quite tell you. But if you can see on the tail right there, that's getting opaque, all right? So it's getting a little bit of color, white. You can't see through it or see, through to the bottom of the pan. That's a good indication that it's ready to be turned. It's going to probably take 2.5, 3 minutes per side. And we'll take a peek at this one, see what it looks like. What was that? Oh, there we go. Yep, see, we got a little bit of pink. I don't know if it was showing up on the thing, but a little bit of pink. It's firmed up on that side. Yeah, something, I think a limb or something just fell off a tree or something, huh? It didn't sound like a bird hitting the window. We've had a lot of fun with the birds this year, guys. I know a couple times Wade has swung over, but we've got orioles, we've got catbirds, you name it. We've had them visiting. The house finches, they're going crazy over the jelly, and the cutest thing is they're bringing the babies around now, so we're having a lot of fun with that. I'm filling that jelly feeder several times per day. So I'm going to start to turn them all over. Of course, start with the ones, if you can remember where you started first. You can see we got a little, look at that nice, luscious brown there. That's going to be so yummy. If you were going to serve this, of course, this is really good. Also as your main course for as your entree. Serve it with some rice, maybe a side of veggies. Ooh, side of nice sautéed asparagus would be delicious with it. Those guys go a few more seconds. Ooh, that butter really just adds that yumminess to them. And of course, you can use any kind of seasoning blend you want on here. One of the little spicier, go with a Cajun type seasoning. This isn't blackened shrimp or that really, really heavy seasoning, but I like this blend of the garlic powder, the onion powder, the salt, pepper, and the paprika. Of course, the paprika gives a little bit of color, but they were just delicious when we made them for the shrimp and grits. That's all there is to it, guys. We are just about done. I'm going to give that another 30, 40 seconds. And we can start to remove the ones we put in first. So I decided to say entree. If you're going to use these as an entree, I would say a good, I may have said, I don't know if I mentioned before, but an entree, I'd say at least maybe 6 to 8 of the jumbo-sized for your entree. You can shut that off now. So look at how quick and easy that was. And in my opinion, well, I'll say in our opinion, it's some of the tastiest shrimp you're going to eat. I know I've probably said this on the few other videos that we've done. Shrimp is a trained chef that we know told me that the reason in a restaurant they don't take off the tail is it gives it that perception of that it's really fresh. But anyway, that looks fresh and delicious to me.